Welcome to the lesson on constructors and object initialization in C#. In this lesson, we will explore how to create and initialize objects using constructors, which are special methods that are called when an object is instantiated. Understanding constructors is crucial for mastering object-oriented programming, as they allow you to set the initial state of an object and enforce certain rules during instantiation. Don't worry if this feels new at first. This section covers what's a constructor. A constructor is a special method in a class that's executed when an instance or object of that class is created. Constructors have the same name as the class and don't have a return type, not even void. They can take parameters to allow for object initialization and can be overloaded to provide multiple ways to create an object. Types of constructors, let's dig in. First, default constructor. A constructor that doesn't take any parameters. If no constructor is defined, C# provides a default constructor automatically. Also, parameterized constructor. A constructor that takes parameters to initialize an object with specific values. Finally, copy constructor. A constructor that creates a new object as a copy of an existing object, not used as frequently in C# as in other languages. Let's move on to creating a class with a constructor. Let's create a simple class named car that has properties for make, model, and year. We will implement both a default constructor and a parameterized constructor. Review the class shown on screen and how its members are organized. This section covers using constructors to initialize objects. Now that we have defined our car class, let's see how to create instances of car using both the default and parameterized constructors. This slide introduces a class definition. Study the structure in the code sample. In this example, when we create myCar1 using the default constructor, the properties are initialized to unknown and 0. For myCar2, we provide specific values for the make, model, and year using the parameterized constructor. Constructor overloading allows a class to have multiple constructors with different parameter lists. This gives flexibility in how we initialize objects. Let's modify our car class to include another constructor that only takes make and model, defaulting year to the current year. See the example on this slide. Pause if you want to study the details. Now, we can create a car object using this new constructor as follows. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. In this lesson, we learned the following key points. First, constructors are special methods used to initialize objects. Also, there are different types of constructors: default, parameterized, and copy constructors. Also, constructor overloading allows multiple constructors with different parameters. Finally, using constructors effectively helps in creating well-initialized objects. Alright, your turn. Give this a try. First, create a class named book with properties for title, author, and ISBN. Also, implement a default constructor and a parameterized constructor for the book class. Also, write a method that displays the details of the book. Finally, create instances of the book class using both constructors and display their details.